I met the singer Mike about a year ago during their band night at the Casimir in Liverpool. He sorted me out with 2 free tickets because I was going through a bit of a rough patch at the time, and he sorted me out with a few free tickets, so I went down. It wasn't the first time I'd heard them, but I was a little bit intrigued by the sound, so I sort of kept tabs on them all the way through their career really. They've only been going for 2 years now, but they've done quite a lot in a short space of time. So when they planned this UK tour up and down the country, me and my mate were planning on going to all the dates just as fans, and Mike asked me if I wanted to go to the Manchester date, the closest one by, but luckily I got asked did I want to come down on the bus with 2 of me, with the rest of the band, and with that I got asked with a work it as well on short notice, and luckily enough I did a good enough job.
Are there any memorable moments on your tour?
There was quite a few. It was nice pulling into the venues, and after we've been travelling for a few hours on the bus and being a little bit cooped up on the bus, music a little bit too loud maybe, a little bit tired eyes, tired legs, and just really wanting to get out and play a show, but we got through a lot of it. And so when we saw the venues and we got in the room for the first time, and when we were all set up, just about an hour or so before the show began, just before the doors open, you get the first few people through the door. I think that was the most, that was a high point, that people were actually turning up. I met a lot of interesting people along the way, most notably in Newcastle at the Clooney gig. We met a Colombian girl who spoke very, very broken English, but we managed to sort a conversation out with her, and at the end got invited down to a club night in Newcastle, but sadly we couldn't find the venue, and instead me and Mike ventured into the town and found probably Newcastle's worst karaoke bar imaginable.
Any high points on the tour?
Probably at the end, despite not being in the band or being associated with them in any way. A girl from France, Valentina, who was in Glasgow with us, asked me if I'd sign her vinyl, which was a bit of an interesting one, because she'd asked the rest of the band and then seemed disappointed when I didn't sign it, so when she asked me would I gladly sign it to her as well, then gladly obliged, which was a bit of a high point. That I was recognised on the night as well.
So were there any low points?
Probably the only low point was waking up in the travel lodges, hung over to hell. A lot of sore heads, tired eyes again, and eating travel lodge food, just rubbish, junk like. Won't recommend it to anyone.
Did you have any interesting special guests joining you on tour?
2 of my friends luckily were joining the bands on the tour, so I was a lot closer with them. Edgar Jones, who's just released his new album. I've known Edgar for about a year and a half now. He played Manchester and he played Liverpool with us, and it was just great sort of hanging out with one of your heroes who it's still a buzz that he knows my name, and he talks to me every now and then, and we've sort of been on the same stage together and stuff now, so that was nice. Paul Malloy at the Zootons and the Stands, another one of my favourite bands. He came and did the Manchester and Liverpool show with us, which was absolutely storming when he came on stage. And it was nice to see Paul again, because he's a tough fella.
Would you be going on tour with him anytime soon?
I know that there's plans in the new year for them to play a few dates, but whether or not I'll be invited on that is a whole different thing altogether. There's been a few along the years. The Wicker Whispers are who I've been involved with the most. The Wicker Whispers are who I've been involved with the most intimately. I've done some work with the Lars, the Sums, Diggsy's band, Paul Malloy, the Stands, the Zootons, Edgar Jones. I've helped Edgar along the way. The Sundowners, they were ones to look out for. Gary Bandit, I was hoping to make his solo record for a while, but Lee Mathers, I think, was the one where we all wanted to get that one right, and sadly we never. So hopefully we'll get another shot at that.
Okay, thank you for taking the time to be interviewed by me.
Thank you very much, Gerald, for your time.
Schmidson, the sexiest man on TV, or behind TV.
He's got a face for radio.
See you later.
What they did there, you see, they changed the grade. They widened the street. I'm sure someone told them to make an improvement. But now you see, when it rains, with this new angle and the sodium lights that they just put in, it's that turn there, it's just blinding. It's just blinding.
They'll have to look into that.
And this, it's not just tonight either. I've been saying this for years. How many times have I been saying this? How many times have we talked about that over the past year?
Mr. G, we don't have a great deal of time to work with here.
Sounds ominous. So, the circumstances, the road conditions, none of this holds any interest for you?
What interests me right now is finding the strongest criminal attorney I can get here in the next 15 minutes.
Well, that sounds ominous.
We have some good relations up here in Westchester.
So what are you? You're not a lawyer?
The kind you need.
And what kind is that?
You need a trial lawyer. Someone who's willing to see this through to the end. That's not what I do.
I think we're going to need to pull Walter in on this. I want him in on this. I want him back. I want to get him back on the phone and get him back in the mix. Because, I'll be frank, I'm not sure I like the way this is going.
Sir, we don't have time for Walter. Your options here, they're going to get smaller, very quickly.
What options? I'm not hearing any options.
I suggest you go local. I'm telling you, there are several people up here I like for this.
And that's it. That's all you've got for me. Do you believe this? I've been a client at Kenner Batch for 12 years. You think I pay that retainer every month for a place at the back of the line?
Mr. G, you left the scene of an accident on a slow weeknight, 6 miles from the state police barracks. Believe me, there's a line, you're at the front.
I can get a lawyer any time I want. You think I need you for that? You think I've been sitting here for 45 waiting for a goddamn referral?
Look, I don't know what Walter promised you, but whatever it was...
Miracle worker. Miracle worker. That's a direct quote. That's Walter 20 minutes ago. Hang tight, I'm sending you a miracle worker.
Well, he misspoke.
About what? That you're a firm's fixer? Or that you're not any good at it?
Elliot.
This guy was running around in the street. You had the lights, the rain, the angle. What kind of person's running out in the street in the rain at midnight? Answer me that. Well, what if someone had stolen the car? It happens all the time, hypothetically.
Cops like hitting runs. They work them hard and they clear them fast. Right now there's a BCI unit picking paint chips off a guardrail. Tomorrow they'll be looking for a custom colour hand-rubbed green Mercedes SL500. This guy you hit, he got a good look at the plates. Won't even take that long.
Oh my god.
There's no plate here, no angle, no champagne room. I'm not a miracle worker, I'm a janitor, and the math on this is simple. The smaller the mess, the easier it is for me to clean up.
It's the police, isn't it?
No, they don't call. Jerry, hi, it's Nick. Yeah, I'm in the neighbourhood. You got a pen?
Sorry for ruining your art.
Is it in focus this time? I'm not doing it third.
There you go.
Now.
Yeah.
I'm asserting, in the event that Batman proves permanent, the original Robin Dick Grayson is the logical successor to Batgirl. Ooh, so
And this is why Liam and Holly don't need alcohol.
Wrong is an absolute state and not subject to gradation. Of course it is. It's a little wrong to say that tomato is a vegetable, and very wrong to say it's a suspension bridge. But returning to the original issue,